As many of you know, I am co-founder of Faithful Fools, along with Kay Jorgensen, who was social justice minister of this congregation. In our beginning days, Reverend Yobanzi Johnson gifted us the book, Trickster Makes This World by Lewis Hyde. Kay and Yobanzi both have passed on to be eternal lights, eternal tricksters. But when I first opened the book to the excerpt I'm about to read, it seemed to go to the heart of what was compelling Kay and I, and continues to compel Sam and me and the whole flock of faithful fools to this day. Every group has its sense of who is in and who is out, who is welcome and who is not, including often in our faith institutions. Kay and I were working with those boundaries here at the UU Church and within my Franciscan and Catholic congregations. It named for me a sensitivity I have had from an early age. I often noticed and was drawn to the ones who were left out, seemingly less valued. I trust I felt an identity as a female born into a world where greater value was placed on a male-born child, and noticing a clear distinction of value, not only between males and females, but white-skinned and brown or black-skinned, Catholics to Protestants, college-educated to trade workers, housed and unhoused. The list is infinite. In our practice of doing street retreats as Faithful Fools, we work with those edges, reinforced by our assumptions, our conditionings, our fears and our judgments, our ignorance, the media headlines. We go out into the Tenderloin community with the mantra, what holds me separate, what keeps me separated, as I walk the streets, what still connects me. These questions were given to 15 youth from the Bay Area UU congregations last Saturday, as they did a street retreat as part of their coming of age program. The questions repeated over and over again as a mantra can serve us in any setting, in any encounter, where we recognize within ourselves or within a group that some are welcomed and some are not. Some voices are valued and some are not. As Faithful Fools, we often say, our work is to blur those boundaries. These words of Lewis Hyde speak to our heart as fools and challenge us to carry on to do the work to which we are called. From Trickster Makes This World. Trickster figures, Coyote, Hermes, Mercury, and more, and all tricksters are on the road. They are the lords of in-between. A trickster does not live near the hearth, does not live in the halls of justice, the soldier's tent, the shaman's huts, the monastery. Trickster is the spirit of the doorway leading out and of the crossroads at the edge of town, the ones where little markets spring up. They are the spirit of the road at dusk, the one that runs from one town to another and belongs to neither. The road that Trickster travels is a spirit road, as well as a road in fact. In short, the trickster is a boundary crosser. Every group has its edge, its sense of in and out, and the trickster is always there at the gates of the city and the gates of life, making sure there is commerce. They also attend the internal boundaries by which groups articulate their social life. We consistently distinguish right and wrong, sacred and profane, clean and dirty, male and female, young and old, living and dead. And in every case, trickster will cross the line and confuse the distinction. Trickster is the creative idiot, the wise fool, the gray-haired baby, the cross-dresser, the speaker of sacred profanities. When someone's sense of honorable behavior has left them unable to act, the trickster will be there to suggest an amoral action, something right, wrong, that will get life going again. Trickster is a mythic embodiment of ambiguity and ambivalence, doubleness and duplicity, contradiction and paradox. The best way to describe trickster, to describe a fool, is to say simply that the boundary is where they will be found, sometimes drawing the line, sometimes crossing it, sometimes erasing it, or even moving it, but always there, the gods of the threshold in all its forms.